Hello, ladies. So good to be with you here. If we haven't met yet, I'm Gabriella Taylor. I'm the facilitator and moderator of this group, and it's just been really wonderful seeing women coming in and getting to know one another. I'm a relationship specialist. I'm an ordained minister. I've been serving within the fields of transformation since 1994 for a very, very long time. And the art and heart of relationship really is one of the things that gives me, just gives me greatest purpose, not only because I've had a history of incredible trauma, a lot of sexual abuse, a lot of difficulties with men growing up with an alcoholic father. There's just been a long history of challenges. I've also learned and have spent the past 20 odd years of my life learning not only how to get myself to the other side of the river, where here I am 9 years into a phenomenal relationship with the love of my life, but also have had the privilege and honor of walking hundreds and hundreds of women over this bridge themselves. So that way, whatever their past and history has been does not need to define them. So one of the things that's just been really close to my heart and on my mind a lot is this conversation with support. I just last night wrapped up my 8-week Foundations of Extraordinary Love program, which is a proven breakthrough approach, just really where I walk women through redefining their relationship to relationship. And it's amazing. And so we're in the group call last night, and I'm filming testimonials this week, and just hearing how one of the biggest takeaways for women is in how hard it's been for them to ask for support, how to speak into what they need or want, especially when it comes to men. And I know, and this not only, it applies to men, but it's across the board. I just recently had this experience where, as I said, Nicholas and I, we've been together for 9 years now. We've been on the slow train in terms of formalizing things. So we're now engaged, and we're in the process of planning our wedding next year, which we're going to Italy. We're actually going to Mykonos in September for one of my best friend Christine's wedding. She and Steph are getting married over there, and then we're going over to Italy to scout locations, which I'm super excited about. So I am an empath. I'm really sensitive. I do not do well with big groups of people. Like, I can turn it on if I need to, but really for me, it's better just to have things small and contained. So the idea of putting together an engagement party or a wedding has kind of been freaking me out. So I'm like, oh my God, how do I do this? So what I've decided to do is to do little gatherings of like 20 people at a time, kind of max, so that way I can break it up. So I had my first engagement party a couple of weeks ago, and I so bombed in the area of asking for support, to the point where I had a full-on breakdown, fight with Nicholas, like 30 minutes right before everyone got there. And it was because what I see now, what I saw then, is I didn't get enough support. So I was managing too many things, trying to set all these things up for this beautiful event that I had orchestrated, and a lot of it was on me. And so I was just at my breaking point. And so then flash forward, or move ahead till this past Saturday, where I co-hosted, like I said, my dear friend Christine's bridal shower at my home here. And I had a lot of support because it was me and a few other women that were co-hosting it. And what I learned was that there's a place where I know for me, and check this out if it applies to you, where it's almost like where we have a blind spot, where we overestimate our ability to do things on our own, and we underestimate how many people actually do want to help us, right? Because I regularly do this. I'll overestimate what my capacity is, and then I'll take on way more than I can handle, and then I'll underestimate how capable or willing people are to actually show up for support. And why is this? Usually, why do we underestimate it? Usually there's some level of shame in there. We don't want to reach out. We don't want to be a burden on someone. We don't want to feel like we're, that someone we don't want to risk the rejection of them saying no. There's all these reasons that prohibit us, that inhibit us from actually asking for what we need or want. And so one of the exercises where I teach women things that we want to bring into our relationships with men, it's so much safer to start practicing with our girlfriends, right? Like, especially if we're single, especially if we're dating with the intention of meeting our soulmate, especially if we're learning how to actually show up with men in ways that are aligned and honest and integrous. Usually it's harder to like be practicing like truth telling on a first date if we've been used to adapting ourselves or chameleoning ourselves. You know, most of us women have been through this, where we go on a date and phew, it's like we walk out the door and some other half version of ourselves comes in, and we're just kind of wanting to say or do or be what we think he wants. And it takes us a while to feel safe to be like, oh, I actually need this, or I actually want that. So one of the things that I found, and this is why I do a lot of women's groups and facilitate women's groups, it's so much easier to start practicing this muscle of asking for support with our girlfriends. Because they're safe, they're feminine, they're usually more attuned, there's more of a sense of empathy around it. We can say to them, hey, like, I'm wanting to like practice growing my ability to really ask for what I need and ask for support. Can you help me practice this? And most of your girlfriends probably would say, yeah, I'd love to. Let's do this together. So one of the things that I found that makes it easier is to, this is the stem sentence, right? This is the phrase, and I use this with women, I use this with family members, I use this with men, I use it across the board. What I say is, what I would really love is, you know, XYZ. What I would really love is to have 3 other women helping me with this thing, and, you know, for you to do the flowers, and for you to do the food, and for you to bring the drinks. You know, I'm talking about like my what I could have done with the engagement party, which I didn't do, but now I've learned and I will do for my next one. What I would really love is this. What I would really love is this. If you're on a date with a man, what I would really love is to go to an organic Japanese restaurant instead of you know, whatever, In-N-Out Burger. What I would really love is da da da, because most people respond favorably when we say what I really would love or what I would really want, because the energy is coming from a place inside of us where we're connected and clear, and people respond to that. And most good-hearted people we want to please each other, not from an unhealthy codependent place, but we want to make one another happy. Like, we want to, like, I want to know what you would really love. I want to know what you would really love, even here in this group. Like, this group is forming, our community is forming here. And as you can see by now, I'm really engaged, I'm really interactive. I'm going to be hosting, I'm hosting my monthly Q&As. The next one coming up is Wednesday. So send me whatever your message is, any question that you might have. Send me, my brain got a little ahead of me. Send me a message about any question you might have about a relationship challenge, a question of, you know, how do I break up with someone? How do I recover from a breakup? How do I talk to a man honestly? How do I deal with past trauma? Like, whatever your question might be that really affects you in your relationship life that would make a difference. You know, how do I know, is it okay to like follow connection or chemistry? How do I even know what to trust? You know, whatever it is, send it to me. Send me how I can support you. And I've created this dedicated group because I love having one-on-one interaction with my people. And you're here because you're my people. So the takeaway from this is, what I would really love is ... Fill in the blank. I'd love to hear it in your comments. Start practicing here. It makes it so much easier to have those difficult conversations with men when we do it this way. All right. Let me know how it is for you. So what I would really love is to hear what you would really love. What level of support, both in this group or what you would like in your life in general, what you would really love to ask your boyfriend for, or men that you're dating for. You know, what would you really love? What would you really love to ask your girlfriends for? So comment below, let me know. All right, beautiful ladies, talk to you soon. Good night, God bless.